we can stick to explosive plays, but I definitely want to touch on maybe a potentially missed opportunity today. And I'll text you about this. We all know that Cade is the starting quarterback for this team. He's going to be starting next week, but the backup is clearly JJ McCarthy. You're in a win-take-all game, the game, everything going online. Wouldn't it have been a good opportunity in the fourth quarter when you're up like 40 points to let JJ grip it and rip it and just let him have that entire fourth quarter? Now, I understand, hey, a lot of kids work hard on your program. There's a lot of kids get these Division I offers, these big programs like Michigan, and never see the field. They might see the field on special teams, right? But especially like a quarterback or something like that, you're a third or fourth string, you probably will never see the field. Probably get your scholarship, get your degree that says University of Michigan, then get you're playing as a grad transfer in the MAC somewhere, right? That's typically how it works. And
that's with some of these guys, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, but that's typically how it works. And I understand as a coach, you want to look out for those kids in certain times like this because it's rare where you're up that much against a lesser opponent. But with what's on the line next week and JJ's limited passing reps, right? I just thought it would have been good to let JJ have that fourth quarter, at least 3 or 4 drives where it's just him and he's gripping it and ripping it. You want to put Allen Baldwin in and Villar. You want to stagger them the last 4 minutes of the game. I'm fine with that. But at least majority of the fourth quarter, let JJ go because what if, and it has to happen all season, but what if somehow breakdown and pass blocking, maybe a missed assignment, and Cade takes a hit. And he's been banged up already in a big game against MSU, right? Apparently that's why he wasn't in when JJ fumbled the snap the second time, right? So what if JJ has to play and not just in a package? I'm talking about he has to step in. I thought I thought it would have been better preparation for the what if scenarios if they let JJ kind of rip it a little bit when they had that opportunity. But I don't think it's in the world. That's just me. I mean, what do you think about it?
Well, I mean, we, even a lot of the folks who watch the show, have mentioned that a couple weeks ago. It was just like, oh yeah, we'll be fine. We'll get JJ plenty of snaps against Maryland and get him prepped before Ohio State. And I agree with you. I think it was a missed opportunity because, and to me, it's not as if that's a tough sell to Bowman and Villar. I've never even seen Villar. Maybe I'm mistaken, but this seems to be the first action I've seen him all season. But it would be a very easy sell if you're in the quarterback's room on Monday talking to the guys of just, number one, we're prepping for Ohio State. Like, we don't have time to be dealing with your ego of why you didn't get in or didn't get whatever playing time. That's not what we're here for. Yeah. The goal is beating Ohio State. That's the goal. So forget about that. But nonetheless, like JJ hasn't played since the Michigan State game? Like we talked about it.
Yeah, he didn't play against Penn State, right? That's right.
We didn't see him a single snap against Penn State. So it's like, yeah, we need to get him reps. And nonetheless, that's a natural progression of when you're in a blowout victory is you pull your starter and the number 2 plays a lot of reps. Like that's how it usually goes. JJ McCarthy is the number 2. So I agree with you. He should have been in really the entirety of the fourth quarter, and he should have gotten a lot of snaps. I don't know how many pass attempts he finished with. It looked like it was under 10, which that's fine. I mean, I more so want to get him the snaps, and yeah, the pass attempts hopefully come with it. But I agree. I thought that was a missed opportunity. That they definitely could have. There was just plenty of opportunity to have him in there. I mean, it's just a lot. Like you got and I'll check to see if the Villar kid got any pass attempts, but
he did.
I just thought it was
a few passes, but the point is that he's not going in if something happens to Cade next week. right? It's not going to
If
be
Villar is playing against Ohio State, number one, it's either really, really good
or JJ
or
really bad. That hey, JJ told you to
There's
like
no
today,
in between.
I'm out.
No in between.
You know, like that means JJ is not showing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I just, and look, this scenario may not even come play itself out. Then Kate will be fine, but it's just you just never know. And I would have wanted, especially if it was a game in between now and then. I understand, fine, whatever. You want to get the kids, some extra time. Bowman and Villar, some extra time. I understand, but I don't know, man. You just never know. You just never know, and anything can happen. We've seen Ohio State, have their starting quarterback get hurt in this rivalry. At the Big House, we've seen JT Barrett hurt his knee. And Dwayne Haskins steps in, I think as a redshirt freshman, and have to get it done for them. So you just never know in this game what can happen. And I think and I think from a bright spot, it was great to see what Donovan Edwards did today, because with the amount of work that Hassan Haskins has put in these last few weeks, who knows how his health will be. Not in terms of can he play. He'll play. Excuse me, I just dropped my mic. He can play. He will play. But how effective? He will need a spell or two, right? And I believe Blake Corn will play. He dressed today. I think they kept him out as a precaution. But I think that's unless something happens during practice this week, he will be suiting up to play next week. But I'm sure he's not going to be 100%, right, of who he normally is. So it was great to see Donovan play today, because he probably will have to make some plays next week as well, or at least have opportunities in which he can make an impact. So, and that's why those reps are so important. And when you have a situation like this, so
and I think too, as a coach, it's part of your job, and especially when you're at a big time program like Michigan, like it is part of your job. And we've said it before, and earlier on in the season with our complaints of why we haven't thrown the ball more and more pass attempts, so on and so forth, but it's part of your job to, number one, see the game that you are playing today, your opponent, Maryland, but also seeing down the road, seeing the future, and understanding like, well, we got Ohio State next week. Like, and you're not saying that and expressing that to your players. That's more so a coach, in the coaching realm thing. But that's those things to me should have been talked about in meetings during the week, that, hey, if the scenario happens of, we do get up big, like, because that's the ideal scenario. We'd like to get JJ some snaps. Like, we'd like to have him throwing the ball. Like, we'd like to have to get him some reps if the opportunity comes up. And that opportunity came up, and they didn't take advantage, and whatever. Maybe there's a reason. And obviously we're not plugged into the program. We watch on TV just like everybody who's watching.
I'm seeing comments like, well, maybe he's going to be needed next week. Okay, just like Penn State. Let me be honest. Let me keep it real with y'all. We shouldn't see J.J. McCarthy on the field next week. Okay, just like Penn State, he shouldn't touch the field. This should be Kate's game. I gotta stop shaking my screen. Okay, like no. We're not doing that again. Okay, and it has nothing against JJ. This is winning time. This is
big boy time.
So not get no more cuteness. No. Let's not do that. And we've seen this. We've seen historically Harbaugh can get cute sometimes with Ohio State. You remember, what was it, 2018 or 17? No, maybe it was 19. Either 17 or 19. Either way, it was at the Big House. Michigan goes up. Scores, goes up 7-0, scores again, right? And instead of they go off for the PAT, but they do like that weird formation.
They did the swinging gate for it. Yeah, it was
swinging
weird.
Gate. I'm like,
which they've never done before.
Never done before. I'm like, what are you doing? And then the guy misses the PAT. It's like, why are you getting cute? It's like, and then you down 13-0. And I remember me and you were talking about it. It's like, bro, like that all matters. So now you just feel different. It's just like
weird, right?
It's just like,
yeah.
Why?
You don't love that. You don't.
No. It's just like, man, like don't get cute. Like just please, just who we are. I'm not saying don't add wrinkles, because you will need to have some trick plays, but have trick plays with your established personnel, not throwing in these special packages and doing stuff like please.
Yeah.
This, I can't. I swear for God, we have a really good drive and we get into the red zone and I see JJ trotting out there, I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, like I said, and it's nothing against JJ. It's not the time for that. It's not the time.